Today we are going to start our next topic, that is pumping cycle, that how the blood is pumped through the heart around our whole body. Well, as we know, the deoxygenated blood from the whole body enter into the right atrium through vena cava. Through vena cava, the deoxygenated blood from the whole body enter into the right atrium. Then it will move towards the right ventricle. Through the pulmonary artery, this is a pulmonary artery, through the pulmonary artery, it moves towards the lungs. From this pulmonary artery, it moves towards the left lung, and from this pulmonary artery, move towards the right lung. So the oxygenated blood take the right side of the heart, move in the the passes into the right side of the heart, and the oxygenated blood from the lungs enter into the pulmonary vein. Here, these are the pulmonary vein. So the oxygenated blood from the lungs enter into this pulmonary vein, then into the left atrium, after that into the left ventricle. This happens at the same time. The deoxygenated blood enter into the vena cava, after that into right atrium, and the oxygenated blood from lungs enter into the left atrium through pulmonary vein, and then into the left ventricle. So this happens at the same time. The oxygenated blood enter on the right side, and the oxygenated blood enter on the left side. So from both sides, the blood is entered into the heart. The oxygenated blood is move or transport to the whole body through aorta. This is the aorta, having different arteries. These arteries take blood to the upper side of the body, to the lower side of the body, towards the limbs, towards the arms. So these aorta transport the oxygenated blood. And as we know, the deoxygenated blood move towards the lungs through these pulmonary arteries. So in this way, the blood is pumped into the heart. At the same time, the atrium, both atria, right atrium or left atrium, both atria at the same time contract and relax. When the atrium of both sides contract, the blood move towards the ventricles. This atrium contract and this atrium contract at the same time, then blood moves into the ventricle. Let's see how this happens. Here you can see in this diagram, the blood is entering from the right side or from the left side into the heart. Here you can see the blood is entered. This portion contracts when blood is going downward. These atriums contract, then blood move towards the ventricle. So in this way we feel the heartbeat. In this way, when the atrium and the ventricle contracts, then we feel the heartbeat. So the atrium of the both sides, the atria, the plural is atria. When the atria contracts, the blood enter into the ventricles. When these ventricles, here you can see, here atria are contract, here atria are relaxed. You can see here atria are relaxed. In this diagram, the atria are contract. So when the atria are contract, the blood move towards the ventricle, towards the lower, and these two sides are ventricles. This is right ventricle and this is left ventricle. So the blood enter into the ventricle. When both the ventricles contract, the blood go towards aorta on the left side, and on the right side the blood goes towards the pulmonary artery. Through pulmonary artery, blood go towards the lung, and through aorta, blood go to the whole body. The blood is basically oxygenated. So in this way, the heart pump the blood. At the same time, both the atria contract, blood go towards the ventricle, and at the same time, both the ventricles contract and blood move towards the aorta or pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery take that blood towards the lung, and aorta take that blood to the whole body. Next, see this diagram here. In this diagram, you can see the heart is relaxed. And in this diagram, you can see the heart is contracted. When the heart is pumping the blood, it contracts and relaxes. In this way, you can feel the heartbeat. This is a way that how you can feel the heartbeat. If you place your hand on the heart, you can feel the heartbeat. So that heartbeat is basically the relaxation and contraction of your heart. And you know that 70 times in a minute, in a 1 minute, your heart beats 70 times. In 1 minute, your heart beats 70 times when you are resting. But when you are doing walking or doing exercising or you have some excitement, then your heart beats 100 times in 1 minute. 100 times in 1 minute. So it's very interesting. And you know that the athletes who do sports, they having 200 beats per minute. Their heart beats 200 times in 1 minute. In a resting, when you are in a resting mode, your heart beats 70 times. When you are doing exercise or you have some excitement, then your heart beats 100 times. But the athlete, the sport person, having 200 times heartbeat in 1 minute. So this is all about the pumping of the heart, and this contraction of atria and ventricle give you the heartbeat. The contraction and relaxation of atria and ventricle is basically the heartbeat. So let's move towards the next topic, that is heart disease. The most common heart disease, as we all know, is heart attack. So we are going to discuss that what is heart attack, how it happens, and what is angina. Sometimes you hear this word that she or he got angina pain. So what is this angina? So let's talk about this. As I told you in the previous lecture that there is a coronary artery which provides blood to the heart. And this artery is very narrow, coronary artery. This artery provides blood to the heart. And this artery is very narrow. So, if the cholesterol is increased in your body, if cholesterol is increased, so cholesterol level is increased in the blood, this cholesterol basically stuck or sticked on the walls of the arteries. So when this cholesterol stick with the walls of the arteries, it will make these arteries more narrower. So due to that narrow arteries, blood feel difficulty to pass or to transport or to travel. So due to the cholesterol, the artery becomes more narrow and the blood flow slow down. The blood moves slowly. Due to that, the cramp-like pain spread around the chest. Cramp-like pain spread around the chest, and that pain is basically called as angina pain. Pain that there is a cramp on your heart, that pain is basically the angina pain. And the basic reason behind this angina pain is the cholesterol. So that's why doctors recommend that use less oily, less fatty foods, because that kind of food increase the cholesterol level in your body. And if the cholesterol is increased in your blood, then you can face many problems, specifically the angina pain. If the cholesterol level is day by day increasing, this cholesterol increase the roughness in the arteries. When the roughness increase in the arteries, then blood clots start to be formed. Cholesterol cause roughness in the arteries. Due to that roughness, blood clots are formed into the arteries. These blood clots block the artery, and when the artery is blocked, specifically the coronary artery is blocked, then the person face heart attack due to the clot in the artery, and this clot is because of the cholesterol. Due to cholesterol, the artery is blocked due to the clot formation, due to the blood clot formation, and that blood clot is formed due to the roughness in the artery. Due to that, the persons feel heart attack, and this blockage is basically called as thrombosis. This blockage is called as thrombosis. Here I have written thrombosis. This thrombosis is basically the heart attack. This is all about today's topic. You have to complete the question answers of these two topics, the pumping cycle and the heart disease. Questions on page number 145.